Audiobook name Girl's Pleasure Secret, written and published by Dr. Prashant. Book overview. Girl's Pleasure Secret is a journey into understanding the untold truths and intimate desires of women when it comes to their sexual satisfaction. This book dives into the secrets of female pleasure, aiming to empower both women and their partners with knowledge that fosters deeper connections, uninhibited experiences, and mutual fulfillment. With candid and easy-to-follow language, it explores how women can embrace their desires, communicate their needs, and overcome societal and personal barriers to fully enjoy intimacy. Each chapter peels back layers of misconceptions, offering real insights and practical advice for enhancing the sexual experience. By uncovering the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of pleasure, this book acts as a guide to help readers create a space where desire is celebrated and satisfaction is shared. Whether you are a woman eager to discover yourself or a partner striving to better understand and connect, this book serves as a refreshing, open conversation about the pleasures, challenges, and dynamics of sex. From the art of foreplay to the magic of climax, the chapters provide a blend of relatable stories, proven tips, and heart-to-heart truths that leave readers more confident, curious, and connected in their sexual journey. Chapter 1. The Secret of Desire: Unlocking Her Hidden Fire. Desire in women is a complex, deeply personal, and often misunderstood aspect of their sexuality. It isn't just about physical attraction or the mechanics of sex. It's a fire that burns within, fueled by emotions, connection, and a sense of being seen and desired. For many women, the journey to unlock this fire begins with understanding themselves and feeling comfortable with their own needs and desires. Female desire often starts in the mind. Unlike men, who might feel a more immediate response to visual or physical stimulation, many women experience arousal as a gradual buildup influenced by how they feel emotionally, their level of trust, and the connection they share with their partner. This is why creating the right environment is so crucial. A space that feels safe, nurturing, and free of judgment allows her to let go of inhibitions and embrace her inner passions. Communication plays a vital role in this. Many women struggle to articulate their desires, either because of societal pressures or personal insecurities. A partner who listens, observes, and asks questions without making assumptions can create a transformative experience. When she feels genuinely heard and understood, her desire can flourish naturally. Understanding the role of touch is equally important. Women's bodies are intricate landscapes, each uniquely sensitive and responsive in its way. Gentle exploration is the key to discovering what ignites her passion. For instance, areas like her neck, ears, lower back, and thighs often respond to tender, lingering touches. Pay special attention to how her body reacts. Does she lean in, close her eyes, or take a deeper breath? These are signs you're on the right path. When it comes to unlocking her physical fire, few topics are as essential as understanding her G-spot. The G-spot is one of the most misunderstood areas of female anatomy. Found on the anterior wall of the vagina, just a few inches inside, it's a sensitive area that, when stimulated correctly, can lead to intense pleasure and even female ejaculation. But discovering and stimulating it isn't about rushing or being forceful. It's about patience, curiosity, and communication. Start by ensuring she's fully aroused before exploring her G-spot. Arousal not only makes the area more sensitive but also ensures she's comfortable and in the mood to enjoy deeper sensations. Begin with external stimulation to help her relax, such as massaging her clitoris or kissing her neck and shoulders. Once she's ready, use your fingers with gentle, rhythmic movements, focusing on a come here motion. The G-spot often feels slightly different from the surrounding tissue, with a texture that's firmer or more ridged. However, stimulating the G-spot is not just about technique. Her mental and emotional state is equally important. If she's feeling stressed, distracted, or self-conscious, it might be harder for her to enjoy the experience fully. This is why trust and communication are essential. Talk to her during the process. Ask what feels good and if she'd like you to adjust. Celebrate her feedback as a sign of closeness rather than criticism. It's important to note that not every woman experiences the same sensations or finds G-spot stimulation pleasurable in the same way. The journey is about discovering together what works for her. For some, it might not be about achieving a specific goal, like an orgasm, but simply enjoying the shared intimacy and exploration. Beyond physical touch, there's also the matter of emotional connection. For many women, feeling desired is a huge part of unlocking their inner fire. Compliments, thoughtful gestures, and genuine attention can all help to make her feel valued and wanted. This isn't about flattery or superficial remarks, but about expressing genuine appreciation for who she is, inside and out. When she feels loved and cherished, she's more likely to let her guard down and allow her desires to take center stage. Another often overlooked aspect of desire is the power of fantasy. Women's sexual desires are often deeply tied to their imagination. Creating a space where she feels safe to share her fantasies can be incredibly freeing. This doesn't mean every fantasy needs to be acted on. Sometimes, just talking about them can add excitement and deepen intimacy. Lastly, unlocking her hidden fire is a journey, not a destination. Women's desires can ebb and flow based on their mood, life circumstances, and relationship dynamics. It's important to be patient and supportive, adapting to her needs as they change. By fostering an environment of trust, love, and mutual exploration, you can help her embrace her desires fully and passionately. When she feels understood, valued, and free to explore, her hidden fire becomes a powerful force of intimacy and connection. It's not just about physical pleasure, but about creating a bond that deepens over time, leading to a sexual relationship that's fulfilling for both partners. This is the secret of desire. It thrives in a space of love, patience, and openness, unlocking a world of passion that can transform intimacy into something truly extraordinary. Chapter 2: Foreplay, the art of building intimate hunger. Foreplay is often misunderstood as a mere prelude to sex, but in reality, it is an essential part of intimacy that deepens connection and heightens pleasure. For women, foreplay isn't just physical. It's an emotional and sensual buildup that sets the stage for more profound and fulfilling sexual experiences. Understanding the true essence of foreplay is about more than just actions. It's about creating a space where her mind and body align, allowing desire to flourish naturally. For many women, the journey to arousal begins long before the first touch. It starts with emotional intimacy, playful teasing, and gestures that communicate care and attraction. Compliments, laughter, and moments of non-sexual closeness build a foundation of trust and relaxation, paving the way for the physical aspects of foreplay. Women often need to feel emotionally secure and mentally engaged before their bodies can fully respond, making these early, subtle steps just as vital as the physical ones. When it comes to touch, foreplay becomes an art. Every woman's body is unique, and learning to read her reactions is key to understanding what brings her pleasure. Gentle caresses, soft kisses, and a slow, unhurried pace help awaken her senses and let her feel desired. Paying attention to areas like her neck, ears, inner thighs, and lower back can create waves of excitement, as these spots are often highly sensitive to touch. The journey becomes even more exciting when exploring her most intimate erogenous zones. Among these, the G-spot holds a special place, often shrouded in mystery but capable of delivering profound pleasure when approached with care and curiosity. The G-spot, located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vaginal wall on the upper side, feels slightly different from the surrounding tissue, firmer, almost ridged. Stimulating this area can evoke sensations ranging from gentle warmth to intense pleasure, but it requires patience and attentiveness. For many women, discovering the G-spot begins with trust and relaxation. Start slowly, using fingers to explore and gauge her reactions. A come-hither motion with your fingers, paired with consistent pressure, can awaken this sensitive area. Combining this with external stimulation, such as caressing the clitoris or other erogenous zones, creates a symphony of sensations that can lead to powerful orgasms. However, the key to success lies not in rushing to a climax but in enjoying the journey of exploration together. Foreplay isn't limited to physical touch, it's also deeply tied to the atmosphere you create. Dim lighting, soft music, and an environment free of distractions help her feel comfortable and focused on the moment. Sensual activities like massages with scented oils or taking a bath together can also add layers of relaxation and anticipation. These moments allow her to unwind and shift her focus entirely to the pleasure unfolding between you. Another often overlooked aspect of foreplay is communication. Asking her what she likes or encouraging her to guide you with her words or movements can be incredibly empowering. When she feels heard and respected, she's more likely to open up and share what truly excites her. This exchange doesn't have to feel clinical, it can be playful, teasing, or filled with whispered confessions that add to the heat of the moment. Building anticipation is a powerful tool in foreplay. Prolonging the experience by pausing between touches or slowly undressing her can heighten her arousal. Every moment of delayed gratification adds to the hunger and intensity of her desire. Eye contact, meaningful glances, and even the way you breathe can communicate a sense of passion and build the intimate connection further. Foreplay also extends beyond traditional notions of touch and caress. It can involve exploring fantasies, using words to arouse her mind, or introducing playful elements like blindfolds or feathers to heighten her senses. These activities engage not just her body but her imagination, creating an experience that feels personal and deeply satisfying. The beauty of foreplay is that it's not confined to the bedroom or even to the minutes before intercourse. Foreplay can begin hours or even days before sex, through meaningful gestures, flirty texts, or acts of kindness that show her she's on your mind. This ongoing attention helps keep the spark alive and ensures that when the time comes for intimacy, she's already mentally and emotionally prepared to immerse herself fully in the experience. As you navigate the art of foreplay, remember that it's not about ticking off a checklist of actions but about being present and attuned to her needs. Sometimes, the most profound moments come not from a specific technique but from the way you make her feel cherished and desired. A woman who feels adored is far more likely to let go of inhibitions and embrace the fullness of her pleasure. Ultimately, foreplay is about creating a connection that goes beyond the physical. It's a dance of touch, emotion, and anticipation that draws you closer together and sets the stage for a sexual experience that feels deeply fulfilling for both of you. When done with intention and care, foreplay becomes not just an act but an expression of love and intimacy that leaves lasting impressions long after the moment has passed. Chapter 3: Touch Me Right, the Language of Sensual Connection. Touch is one of the most intimate and powerful ways to communicate in a relationship. It transcends words, speaking directly to the heart and body. For women, touch is not just about physical sensation. It is an emotional language that builds trust, connection, and arousal. To truly understand how to touch a woman right, it is essential to explore the nuances of her body and learn how to respond to her desires with sensitivity and care. Every woman is unique, and what feels good for one may not be the same for another. However, there are some universal truths about touch that can help create an atmosphere of safety and excitement. The first step is to slow down. Rushing through touch can make it feel mechanical, but taking your time allows her body to awaken and respond naturally. Women often need time to relax and transition into a space where they can fully embrace the experience. Soft, deliberate touches send a signal of care and intention, making her feel cherished and desired. The journey of touch should start with areas that are less directly sexual. Her neck, shoulders, back, arms, and hands are often overlooked but can be incredibly sensual when explored with care. Gentle kisses or soft strokes in these areas build anticipation and trust. Pay attention to her reactions, as her body will naturally guide you toward what she enjoys. Notice the way her breathing changes, how she moves closer or leans into your touch, and let that inform your next steps. As the connection deepens, you can begin to explore her erogenous zones. These are areas of her body that are particularly sensitive to touch and can heighten arousal when stimulated. Her inner thighs, lower abdomen, hips, and breasts are often key areas, but again, each woman's preferences will vary. A light touch, combined with gentle pressure or soft kisses, can help her feel more attuned to her body and yours. One of the most talked about areas when it comes to female pleasure is the G-spot. This mysterious and sensitive zone is located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vagina on the front wall, toward the belly. Contrary to popular belief, the G-spot is not a magic button but part of a larger network of pleasure points. Finding it requires patience, exploration, and open communication. To locate the G-spot, use your fingers to gently explore the front wall of her vagina. You may notice a slightly textured or spongy area that feels different from the surrounding tissue. Once you find it, use slow, rhythmic motions, such as a come-hither gesture, to stimulate the area. It is important to go at her pace, as the stimulation can feel intense and even emotional. Listen to her body and verbal feedback, adjusting your touch based on what feels good for her. While the G-spot is often a focal point in conversations about female pleasure, it is not the only pathway to orgasm. Clitoral stimulation remains central for many women, as the clitoris has over 8,000 nerve endings dedicated solely to pleasure. Combining clitoral stimulation with internal exploration, including the G-spot, can create a fuller, more satisfying experience. This dual approach, external and internal stimulation, can lead to deeper orgasms and a greater sense of connection. Beyond technique, what truly matters is the emotional atmosphere you create. Touch should never feel like a performance or checklist. Instead, it should be an intimate conversation where you and your partner are fully present with each other. Let go of expectations and focus on enjoying the moment together. Express your desire for her through your touch, showing her that you are there to explore, connect, and share pleasure. Building confidence in your ability to touch her right also involves communication. Ask her what she enjoys and be open to feedback. Sometimes, a simple question like, "Does this feel good?" or "What would you like me to do?" can open the door to a deeper understanding of her needs. Encourage her to guide you, whether through words or subtle movements, and make her feel comfortable expressing herself. Touching her right also means being attuned to her emotional state. Women often carry stress or tension that can act as a barrier to intimacy. Taking time to help her relax through a soothing massage or a warm embrace can make all the difference. When her mind feels at ease, her body is more likely to respond with openness and pleasure. Another important aspect of sensual touch is variety. The human body craves new sensations, and incorporating different types of touch, light strokes, firm pressure, or even playful teasing can keep the experience exciting. Use your hands, lips, and body to explore her in ways that make her feel alive and desired. Adding elements like warm oil, soft fabrics, or even a whispered compliment can heighten the sensory experience and make her feel deeply connected to you. Finally, remember that touch is a continuous journey. Her preferences may evolve over time, and your willingness to adapt and grow with her will strengthen your bond. Make it a shared adventure, where both of you feel free to explore and discover new ways to connect. When you approach touch with curiosity, respect, and love, you unlock the language of sensual connection, creating an intimacy that goes far beyond the physical. Touching her right is not just about technique. It is about presence, intention, and the deep desire to make her feel valued and loved. By learning to read her body, responding to her needs, and creating an environment of trust and excitement, you can elevate your connection to a level where both of you feel fulfilled and truly seen. Chapter 4: Her Climax Code: Cracking the Orgasm Mystery. The female orgasm has long been considered a mystery, often misunderstood and surrounded by myths. But at its core, it is not a puzzle meant to confuse or frustrate. It's a deeply personal experience that can be unlocked with understanding, patience, and mutual effort. Achieving orgasm isn't about racing to a finish line. It's about embracing the journey of pleasure and connection. For women, the path to climax involves more than just physical stimulation. It's a symphony of emotional, mental, and physical elements working together. Understanding this and learning to communicate openly about it is the first step toward creating unforgettable moments of intimacy. To begin, it's important to know that women's pleasure is highly individual. What works for one person might not work for another. This is why listening, observing, and adapting are essential. At the center of it all is a sense of trust and comfort. If a woman feels relaxed, safe, and free from judgment, her body and mind are more likely to respond to pleasure. Creating this environment is just as important as any physical technique. One key area of focus for physical stimulation is the G-spot, often referred to as the gateway to intense orgasms. The G-spot is a sensitive area located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vaginal canal on the upper wall, closer to the belly. When stimulated, it can produce a different and often more powerful orgasmic sensation than clitoral stimulation alone. To find the G-spot, gentle exploration is key. Using fingers, partners can apply a come-hither motion, varying pressure and pace based on her reactions. It's crucial to pay attention to her responses, both verbal and nonverbal, to ensure that the experience remains pleasurable. However, the G-spot isn't the only part of her anatomy that holds the potential for pleasure. The clitoris, often called the epicenter of female pleasure, is highly sensitive and plays a significant role in most women's orgasms. Unlike the G-spot, the clitoris is external, making it easier to locate and stimulate. The key to effective clitoral stimulation is sensitivity. Being too rough or repetitive can cause discomfort instead of pleasure. Alternating between light and firm touches, varying rhythms, and incorporating oral stimulation can amplify the experience. Combining clitoral and G-spot stimulation can lead to what some women describe as blended orgasms, where the sensations from both areas merge into a uniquely intense climax. For this to happen, open communication is essential. Asking her how she feels, what she wants, or if she's enjoying a particular touch can make all the difference. While words are important, reading her body language, like the way she moves, breathes, or moans, can also guide the experience. Mental stimulation is another critical component of achieving orgasm. For many women, arousal begins in the mind. Fantasies, emotional connection, and a feeling of being desired all contribute to her ability to let go and fully immerse herself in the moment. Talking about fantasies or trying roleplay can spark a deeper level of intimacy and open doors to new experiences. It's important to approach this with curiosity and without judgment, allowing her to express what excites her without fear of criticism. Foreplay also plays an essential role in building up to an orgasm. It's not just a prelude to the main event, it's an integral part of the sexual experience. Kissing, touching, teasing, and exploring each other's bodies slowly create a sense of anticipation and arousal. Rushing through foreplay or skipping it altogether often leads to frustration, as many women need time to warm up before they are fully ready for penetration or more intense stimulation. Taking the time to savor each step can make the eventual climax much more satisfying. Another factor to consider is the emotional connection between partners. Many women find it easier to reach orgasm when they feel a strong bond with their partner. This connection isn't just about love, it's about trust, vulnerability, and being present in the moment. Looking into each other's eyes, sharing intimate words, or even just holding hands can deepen this bond and make the experience more meaningful. It's also worth addressing the pressure that some women feel to climax. This pressure, whether self-imposed or coming from a partner, can often have the opposite effect, making it harder to relax and enjoy the moment. Orgasm should never feel like an obligation or a measure of sexual success. Instead, the focus should be on exploring pleasure together, with the understanding that every experience is valuable, even if it doesn't lead to climax. For women who struggle to orgasm, self-exploration can be an empowering first step. Masturbation helps women learn about their bodies and discover what feels good without the pressure of performing for someone else. This knowledge can then be shared with a partner, creating a more collaborative and enjoyable sexual experience. In addition to physical and mental elements, external factors like stress, fatigue, or hormonal changes can affect a woman's ability to climax. Recognizing this and being patient is essential. On days when orgasm feels out of reach, focusing on connection and pleasure rather than outcome can still lead to deeply satisfying intimacy. Ultimately, the key to cracking her climax code lies in communication, curiosity, and care. It's about treating intimacy as a shared journey where both partners contribute to creating an environment of trust, exploration, and mutual pleasure. By embracing her unique desires, understanding her body's responses, and fostering emotional closeness, reaching climax becomes not just a possibility but a celebration of connection and love. Chapter 5: Mind Games. The Role of Fantasy in Female Pleasure. Sexual pleasure is not just about the body, it begins in the mind. For women, fantasies often play a powerful role in enhancing intimacy and unlocking deeper levels of satisfaction. These mental explorations are personal, creative, and often untethered by the limitations of reality. Fantasies allow women to step into a world where their desires are amplified, boundaries are explored, and they can fully immerse themselves in their unique version of pleasure. In this chapter, we'll dive into the connection between the mind and body, how fantasies can ignite passion, and why understanding her G-spot and other sensitive areas is key to fulfilling both physical and mental desires. For many women, the mind is the ultimate erogenous zone. Arousal doesn't always begin with physical touch. It's often sparked by thoughts, emotions, or vivid images playing out in their imagination. Fantasies can range from romantic and tender to adventurous and wild. They are not confined to what society considers acceptable or realistic. They are deeply personal and allow women to explore what excites them without judgment. Understanding and embracing this aspect of her pleasure is an important step toward creating a deeper connection in the bedroom. Encouraging her to share her fantasies, if she feels comfortable, can open a new world of intimacy. However, this requires trust and a non-judgmental environment. Many women might feel hesitant or even embarrassed to reveal their thoughts for fear of being misunderstood. As a partner, it's essential to listen with curiosity and without criticism. By doing so, you not only validate her desires but also create a safe space where her mind can explore freely. Fantasy doesn't always have to be shared aloud. Sometimes, just knowing that it's okay to have these thoughts can enhance her arousal. While engaging in intimacy, she might allow her mind to wander, weaving stories or scenarios that amplify her physical sensations. This mental stimulation works in tandem with physical touch, creating a fuller, richer experience. Speaking of physical touch, one area often associated with heightened female pleasure is the G-spot. Located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vaginal wall, towards the belly button, the G-spot is a cluster of sensitive tissue that can lead to intense pleasure when stimulated correctly. It's important to understand that every woman's body is unique, and not all women find G-spot stimulation equally pleasurable. Some may feel immense satisfaction, while others might prefer a different type of touch or focus. When exploring the G-spot, communication is key. Start slow and pay attention to her reactions. Using your fingers or a curved toy with gentle pressure and rhythmic movements can help you identify what feels good for her. The key is to listen to her body and allow her to guide you through her preferences. As you stimulate the G-spot, combine it with external clitoral stimulation for a blend of sensations that many women find deeply satisfying. What makes G-spot stimulation so powerful is its connection to the mind. When her mind is engaged, whether through fantasies or a sense of emotional closeness, her body becomes more responsive. Arousal is heightened, making it easier for her to enjoy this type of stimulation. Some women describe it as a deeper, fuller type of orgasm that feels more internal compared to clitoral orgasms. However, the journey to discovering her G-spot is not just about technique, it's about trust and exploration. Let her take the lead in sharing what feels good and what doesn't. Sometimes, the experience of simply trying together without pressure for immediate success can be just as intimate and enjoyable. Fantasy can also come into play during this exploration. Encouraging her to visualize scenarios that excite her or sharing playful roleplay ideas can enhance the overall experience. For example, if she imagines herself in a setting that makes her feel powerful or desired, this mental imagery can amplify her physical sensations. Combining this with the physical stimulation of the G-spot creates a perfect harmony between her mind and body. It's also worth noting that fantasies are not always sexual in the traditional sense. Sometimes, they revolve around feelings of connection, dominance, submission, or simply being cared for. These emotional elements are just as important as physical ones in creating a satisfying experience. Asking her questions like what makes her feel desired or what scenarios make her feel in control can give insight into her fantasies and how they might enhance your intimacy. The interplay between the mind and body extends beyond the bedroom. Encouraging her to feel confident, sexy, and comfortable in her own skin can significantly impact how she experiences pleasure. When she feels good about herself, her fantasies are more likely to flourish, and her body becomes more responsive. Compliment her, show appreciation, and remind her how beautiful and desirable she is, both inside and out. Ultimately, exploring fantasies and understanding sensitive areas like the G-spot is about creating a connection that celebrates her pleasure. It's about recognizing that her mind and body are deeply intertwined and that one cannot fully thrive without the other. By fostering open communication, trust, and a willingness to explore together, you can create a relationship where fantasies are welcomed, intimacy is celebrated, and her pleasure is fully realized. This chapter serves as a reminder that pleasure is multifaceted, and the key to unlocking it lies in understanding and honoring her unique desires. Whether through the gentle stimulation of the G-spot, the passionate embrace of her fantasies, or the shared vulnerability of open communication, you can create a sexual connection that is both fulfilling and transformative. Chapter 6: Communication in Bed. The sex talk that changes everything. When it comes to intimacy, communication is the bridge that connects two souls on a deeper level. Many people shy away from discussing their desires, needs, and boundaries during sex, fearing awkwardness, rejection, or judgment. However, open and honest communication in bed can transform a physical encounter into an emotionally and sexually fulfilling experience. This chapter explores how couples can overcome these barriers, engage in meaningful conversations about sex, and unlock each other's true potential for pleasure. The first step in effective communication is understanding that every person experiences and expresses desire differently. For many women, sexual satisfaction is deeply tied to feeling understood and appreciated. This goes beyond words. It's about creating a safe environment where she feels comfortable expressing her wants and needs. A partner who listens without judgment is already laying the groundwork for a more connected and satisfying experience. Talking about sex doesn't have to be uncomfortable or clinical. It can be as simple as asking questions like, "What do you enjoy most?" or "How does this feel?" during intimate moments. These open-ended questions invite honesty and allow her to guide you toward what brings her the most pleasure. If you're unsure where to start, compliment her. Let her know how much you enjoy being with her and how you're eager to make her feel amazing. Positive reinforcement builds confidence and sets the tone for deeper conversations. One of the most mysterious yet exciting aspects of female pleasure is the G-spot. For those unfamiliar, the G-spot is an erogenous zone located a few inches inside the vagina on the front wall. Stimulating this area can lead to intense arousal and, for some women, an orgasm that feels different from clitoral stimulation. While some women are highly responsive to G-spot stimulation, others may need time, patience, and experimentation to discover what feels good. Bringing the G-spot into the conversation is a way to show that you're curious and eager to explore her body. Start by asking her if she's familiar with it or if she's ever experienced pleasure from that area. If she's unsure, this can be an opportunity for both of you to discover it together. Make it a journey rather than a goal. Remind her that there's no pressure to feel or achieve anything specific. It's all about enjoying the moment and learning what brings her joy. During intimacy, communication doesn't always have to be verbal. Nonverbal cues like her breathing, moans, or body movements can tell you a lot about what she enjoys. However, even these cues can sometimes be misinterpreted. This is where gentle, in-the-moment check-ins can make a huge difference. Asking, "Do you like this?" or "Should I keep going?" not only shows that you care about her pleasure but also gives her the confidence to guide you without hesitation. Another important aspect of communication in bed is discussing boundaries and preferences. Every person has unique likes and dislikes when it comes to sex, and no two women are the same. What one person finds pleasurable, another may not enjoy at all. Encouraging her to share what feels good and what doesn't ensures that both of you can focus on activities that bring mutual satisfaction. Similarly, being open about your own preferences allows her to understand you better and respond in ways that deepen the connection. For many women, emotional intimacy is a significant factor in sexual enjoyment. She might need reassurance that her desires are normal and that she's not being judged. This is particularly important when exploring something new, such as different types of touch, role-playing, or positions. Creating a space where she feels safe to express her fantasies without fear of ridicule can open the door to experiences that bring you closer together. A common mistake in sexual communication is assuming that the other person should just know what feels good. While chemistry and intuition play a role, no one is a mind reader. Encouraging her to guide you and being willing to guide her in return creates a partnership where both people feel valued and understood. For example, if you're stimulating her G-spot and she's enjoying it, encourage her to tell you if she wants you to change the pressure, rhythm, or angle. Little adjustments can make a big difference, and your willingness to listen will show her that her pleasure is your priority. Sometimes, conversations about sex are best held outside of the bedroom. This allows both of you to talk openly without the immediate pressure of intimacy. You might start by sharing something you enjoy and asking her opinion. For instance, you could say, "I love how we connect during sex, and I'd love to hear more about what excites you." Such statements invite dialogue and let her know that her pleasure is just as important as yours. Another vital part of communication is addressing any insecurities she may have about her body or performance. Many women struggle with self-doubt, which can hinder their ability to fully enjoy intimacy. Reassuring her that you find her beautiful and desirable can go a long way in helping her relax and let go. Remember, confidence is key to pleasure. The more confident she feels, the more open she'll be to exploring new things with you. Finally, remember that communication in bed isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing conversation that evolves as your relationship grows. What worked a year ago may not be as exciting today, and that's okay. Keep the dialogue open, stay curious, and embrace the adventure of discovering new ways to please each other. Whether it's experimenting with the G-spot, trying different forms of foreplay, or simply holding each other after sex and sharing how you feel, every step of the journey is an opportunity to deepen your bond and create unforgettable moments together. By prioritizing communication, you're not just improving your sex life, you're strengthening the foundation of trust, intimacy, and connection that every great relationship is built on. Chapter 7: Body Confidence. Loving herself, loving you. Body confidence is a cornerstone of sexual satisfaction, especially for women. Many women struggle with feeling secure in their bodies, and this insecurity can act as a barrier to fully embracing intimacy. When a woman feels confident in her skin, she is more likely to explore her desires, communicate her needs, and let go of inhibitions. This chapter is about fostering that confidence not just for her, but for both partners in the relationship. A confident woman can love herself deeply and, in turn, create a space where her partner feels equally cherished. To build body confidence, a woman must first challenge the societal pressures and unrealistic beauty standards that often dominate her perception of self-worth. These standards have created a toxic cycle, making many women feel that their bodies are inadequate or undeserving of pleasure. It's crucial for her to understand that every curve, scar, and unique feature is a part of what makes her beautiful and deserving of love. Embracing her body starts with kindness and self-acceptance. A supportive partner plays a vital role in this journey. Compliments, affirmations, and genuine appreciation for her body help reinforce her sense of beauty. It's not just about saying she looks good but making her feel desired. The way you touch her, the way you look at her, and the words you choose can all remind her that she is captivating just the way she is. Tell her what you love about her body, focusing on details that show you're paying attention. A simple, "I love the way your skin feels," or "your body drives me crazy," can have a profound impact. Building body confidence also involves creating an environment where she feels safe and unjudged. Many women are hesitant to explore certain positions, outfits, or even the act of being fully naked in front of their partner because they fear judgment or rejection. Reassuring her that you love her as she is and encouraging her to express herself without fear can help her shed those insecurities. Remember, confidence isn't something that can be forced. It grows with time, patience, and mutual understanding. Now, let's delve into the connection between body confidence and sexual pleasure. One of the most powerful ways to help a woman connect with her body is through exploring her erogenous zones, especially her G-spot. The G-spot is often surrounded by mystery, but it can be a source of immense pleasure when approached with care and understanding. The G-spot is located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vagina on the front wall, toward the belly button. It feels slightly textured or spongy, unlike the surrounding tissue. For many women, stimulating this area can produce a deep, intense orgasm that feels different from clitoral stimulation. However, it's important to remember that every woman's experience is unique. Some may find the sensation pleasurable immediately, while others might need more time to relax and explore. When introducing G-spot stimulation, patience is key. Rushing the process or being too forceful can create discomfort and anxiety, which undermines the goal of building body confidence. Start with a gentle touch, using fingers to explore and communicate openly with her about what feels good. Encouraging her to guide you or even explore her G-spot herself can be empowering. This allows her to discover her preferences and learn how to take control of her pleasure. To enhance the experience, ensure she is fully aroused before focusing on the G-spot. Foreplay is essential as it helps relax the body, increase lubrication, and heighten sensitivity. Arousal also helps the G-spot become more prominent, making it easier to find and stimulate. Using a well-lubricated hand or sex toy can make the process more comfortable and enjoyable. Communication during this process is non-negotiable. Ask her how she feels and listen closely to her responses. Does she want you to adjust the pressure? Is the rhythm working for her? Encourage her to voice her needs without hesitation. Remember, this exploration isn't just about reaching an orgasm. It's about building trust, intimacy, and confidence. Beyond physical touch, affirm her beauty and worth throughout the experience. If she expresses concerns about her appearance or feels self-conscious, remind her how much you adore her. Intimacy is not just about what's happening physically but also about emotional and mental connection. Make her feel that she is not just a body to you but someone who is deeply valued and loved. It's also essential to normalize her natural reactions during intimacy. Bodies are unpredictable. Sounds, movements, or sensations might surprise her and cause embarrassment, especially if she isn't used to embracing her sexual side. Laugh with her, reassure her, and remind her that these moments are part of the beauty of being human. As she becomes more comfortable in her skin, her ability to connect with her body and with you will grow. Confidence is a powerful thing. It opens the door to exploration, creativity, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. A woman who feels loved, respected, and appreciated for who she is will be more willing to share her fantasies, try new things, and celebrate her sexuality without shame. Ultimately, body confidence is about more than just physical appearance. It's about how she feels in her body, how she experiences pleasure, and how she perceives her worth. Supporting her on this journey is one of the most intimate and meaningful gifts you can give. When a woman learns to love herself, she unlocks a level of connection and pleasure that benefits both her and her partner. Chapter 8: Sensual Secrets: Exploring New Pleasures Together. Exploring new pleasures together is one of the most intimate and exciting aspects of a sexual relationship. It requires openness, trust, and a willingness to step outside of the ordinary to discover the extraordinary. In this chapter, we delve into the art of rekindling passion by embracing new experiences, deepening connections, and truly understanding what makes her feel good. From exploring the mystery of the G-spot to trying fresh ways of intimacy, this chapter is a guide to rediscovering and expanding the boundaries of pleasure. One of the most powerful ways to keep intimacy alive is by breaking away from routine. Over time, sexual habits can become predictable, and while comfort and familiarity are valuable, they can also lead to a sense of stagnation. Exploring new sensual experiences together isn't just about trying something different. It's about creating a space where both partners feel free to express themselves, take risks, and be vulnerable. This openness can lead to discovering what truly excites her, building anticipation, and experiencing a deeper level of connection. A key area often overlooked but filled with potential for pleasure is the G-spot. The G-spot, located a few inches inside the vaginal wall toward the front, is a highly sensitive area that can bring about intense sensations when stimulated correctly. For many women, discovering and stimulating the G-spot can unlock new layers of pleasure that they may not have experienced before. However, it's important to remember that every woman is different, and not everyone responds the same way. The journey to exploring this intimate area is as much about communication and experimentation as it is about physical touch. To begin exploring the G-spot, start with a relaxed and comfortable setting. Building trust and ensuring she feels completely at ease is essential. Communication is your greatest ally in this journey. Ask her how she feels, what she likes, and whether she's curious about trying something new. Always listen to her responses and respect her boundaries. The more open and honest the conversation, the more enjoyable the experience will be for both of you. When it comes to actual touch, take your time. Slow and gentle movements are often the most effective when beginning to explore the G-spot. Use your fingers to apply light pressure to the area, observing her reactions and adjusting as needed. Some women may feel an immediate sense of pleasure, while others may require more time and stimulation to fully enjoy the sensation. Patience is key. The goal isn't just to find the G-spot but to understand what kind of touch feels best for her and to enjoy the process together. Exploring the G-spot can also lead to deeper orgasms that feel different from clitoral stimulation. Many women describe G-spot orgasms as more intense and fulfilling, often accompanied by a heightened emotional connection. For some, stimulating this area can even lead to female ejaculation, also known as squirting. While not all women experience this, it's a natural and normal response for those who do. Embrace it without judgment or expectation. Beyond the G-spot, exploring new pleasures together can involve trying different positions, introducing sensual tools, or simply changing the environment where intimacy happens. A new position can offer unique sensations and angles that stimulate different areas of her body, including the G-spot. Similarly, experimenting with toys designed for G-spot stimulation can add variety and excitement to your intimate moments. These tools are not just for solo use. They can become a shared experience that strengthens your bond and helps you discover new ways to please each other. Creating an atmosphere of sensuality is just as important as the physical act. Lighting candles, playing soft music, or even exploring different scents can heighten the senses and set the mood. The mind plays a significant role in sexual pleasure, and engaging all the senses can make the experience more memorable and fulfilling. Encouraging her to share her fantasies or discussing yours can also open doors to new forms of intimacy that you may not have considered before. As you embark on this journey of exploration, remember that it's not just about the destination but also about enjoying the path that leads you there. Each touch, kiss, and moment of shared vulnerability is an opportunity to deepen your connection. Pay attention to her body language, her breathing, and the sounds she makes. They are all clues to what she enjoys. Let go of any pressure to perform or achieve a specific outcome. The most important thing is that both of you feel loved, desired, and satisfied. It's also crucial to acknowledge that exploring new pleasures is a continuous process. What excites her today might evolve over time, and that's perfectly normal. Be adaptable and willing to learn together. Celebrate the discoveries you make, no matter how big or small. Each new experience is a building block that strengthens the foundation of your sexual relationship. Finally, remember that exploring new pleasures is not just about physical acts. Emotional and mental connection play an equally important role. Make time to talk about what you've discovered together, what you enjoyed, and what you'd like to try next. This openness fosters trust and intimacy, creating a safe space where you can both grow and thrive as lovers. In essence, exploring new pleasures together is about embracing curiosity, building trust, and celebrating the beauty of your shared journey. Whether it's discovering the secrets of the G-spot or finding new ways to connect emotionally and physically, the experience is a testament to the depth of your relationship and the endless possibilities of love and intimacy. Chapter 9, Afterglow. The Power of Post-Sex Connection. The moments following intimacy, often referred to as the afterglow, are just as important as the act itself. After sex, a woman's body and mind remain deeply sensitive, and how these moments are handled can enhance the connection between partners and deepen intimacy. The afterglow is about more than physical touch. It's a blend of emotional closeness, trust, and mutual understanding that strengthens the bond created during sex. This chapter focuses on the significance of these moments, how they can amplify pleasure, and why nurturing this time is essential for lasting satisfaction. After climax, a woman's body is flooded with hormones like oxytocin, often called the cuddle hormone. These chemicals promote feelings of trust and bonding. This is why women, and often men too, feel the urge to stay close, cuddle, or simply bask in each other's presence after sex. Rushing away or disengaging during this delicate time can leave her feeling emotionally unfulfilled, even if the physical act was satisfying. Understanding the importance of the afterglow can create a space where both partners feel valued and secure. Physical closeness during this time can heighten a woman's sense of satisfaction. Gentle touches, such as caressing her back, running fingers through her hair, or holding her in your arms, allow her to feel cherished. These small actions reassure her that the connection isn't purely physical but also emotional. Words matter here too. Whispering sweet, genuine affirmations or simply expressing how much you enjoyed the experience can make her feel loved and desired. A significant aspect of afterglow is exploring her body with care and curiosity. This is where understanding her sensitive spots, such as the G-spot, becomes even more meaningful. The G-spot is a highly sensitive area inside her body that can provide immense pleasure when stimulated. While it may have played a role during the main act, the afterglow offers a unique opportunity to explore it in a relaxed, pressure-free environment. Using gentle touch, perhaps with lubricated fingers, to trace and understand her responses can be incredibly rewarding. Located about 2 to 3 inches inside the vagina on the front wall, the G-spot is often described as feeling slightly spongy or textured compared to the surrounding area. Stimulating this spot during afterglow can sometimes lead to an additional wave of pleasure, even after an orgasm. For some women, this can be intensely arousing, while for others, it may be a soothing, deeply intimate experience. Either way, the key is communication and attentiveness. Asking her how she feels, what she enjoys, and whether she wants more or less stimulation will guide you in creating a pleasurable experience. Beyond physical touch, afterglow is also a time for emotional intimacy. Talking about what you both enjoyed during sex, sharing fantasies, or simply expressing gratitude for each other can build a sense of safety and closeness. Women often find this kind of openness incredibly fulfilling, as it reassures them that their partner values them beyond the physical act. These conversations don't have to be formal or heavy. Even light-hearted teasing or playful banter can enhance the connection. Another essential part of the afterglow is respecting her boundaries and needs. Some women might prefer quiet moments of reflection, lying in comfortable silence while holding hands. Others might want to laugh, talk, or even continue exploring each other's bodies. Being attentive to her preferences during this time shows that you respect her individuality and care about her comfort. The afterglow also offers an opportunity to explore non-sexual touch. Massaging her shoulders, kissing her forehead, or simply lying chest to chest can convey love and warmth in ways that words cannot. These actions reinforce the idea that intimacy extends beyond sex, creating a safe and nurturing environment for her. It's important to recognize that every woman's preferences for afterglow are unique. Some may want prolonged cuddling and deep conversations, while others might appreciate a glass of water and a shared laugh. The key is to be present and responsive, allowing her to guide the experience while expressing your affection and care. For couples looking to enhance their intimacy, incorporating rituals into the afterglow can be meaningful. This might include sharing a favorite snack, listening to calming music, or even lighting a candle and basking in the shared moment. Rituals create a sense of consistency and comfort, making the afterglow something to look forward to as part of your connection. In long-term relationships, the afterglow can also serve as a moment of reflection and reconnection. Life's demands often pull couples in different directions, but prioritizing this time allows you to center your relationship and remember the love and passion that brought you together. For women especially, this acknowledgement of her needs and the relationship's emotional depth can keep the spark alive and foster lasting happiness. Ultimately, the power of the afterglow lies in its ability to deepen the physical and emotional bond between partners. It's a time to celebrate the intimacy you've shared, to explore each other with curiosity and tenderness, and to remind her that she is cherished, desired, and valued in every way. By giving this time the attention it deserves, you create a space where pleasure and connection thrive, leaving both partners fulfilled and eager to continue exploring their relationship. Chapter 10: Forever Passionate. Keeping the Flame Alive. Sexual intimacy in a relationship doesn't have to fade away with time. In fact, One of the most beautiful aspects of a lasting relationship is the ability to continuously nurture and grow the passion that brought two people together in the first place. Keeping the flame alive requires effort, curiosity, and mutual understanding. This chapter explores how to maintain passion throughout the years, focusing on communication, exploring new experiences, and tapping into deeper pleasure. It's about not letting the routine or the busyness of life put out the spark, but instead finding ways to keep desire and connection at the forefront. The first step in keeping the flame alive is communication. Over time, people change and so do their desires. What may have worked in the beginning of the relationship might not be as effective later. It is essential to talk openly and honestly about what feels good, what you might like to try, or what could use some improvement. It is crucial to create a safe space for these conversations where neither partner feels ashamed or uncomfortable discussing their needs. When partners are attuned to each other's feelings and desires, the sexual bond strengthens, and they are more likely to experiment and explore new ways to bring excitement into the bedroom. Understanding and exploring new forms of pleasure is another key to keeping passion alive. A lot of people get stuck in a routine, doing the same things over and over, which can quickly lead to boredom. Spice things up by trying something new every now and then. This might mean trying out new positions, introducing toys, or even exploring fantasies that have been discussed. One particularly exciting area to explore is the G-spot, a region that, when stimulated correctly, can bring about intense pleasure for many women. The G-spot is located on the front wall of the vagina, a few inches inside, and is often described as the female prostate due to its ability to cause strong orgasms when stimulated. It is sensitive and can vary in size from woman to woman, so knowing how to locate and stimulate it can require patience and experimentation. Understanding how the G-spot responds differently from clitoral stimulation can open up a whole new level of pleasure. When partners take the time to explore and understand each other's bodies, they can offer each other new experiences that keep intimacy exciting. Another aspect of keeping the flame alive is physical touch. Over time, couples can fall into a habit of less physical affection, relying mostly on sex to maintain that connection. However, physical touch is more than just sex. It's about keeping the bond alive through small, intimate gestures like hugging, kissing, holding hands, or cuddling. These actions remind both partners of their connection and can build anticipation for later intimacy. Sometimes, slowing down the pace and taking time to enjoy each other's presence, even without the pressure of sex, can create deeper intimacy and strengthen the desire for closeness. It's important to recognize that sex isn't the only form of physical affection that matters. The warmth of a touch or the softness of a kiss can be just as fulfilling. As the relationship matures, the emotional connection between partners often deepens, and this can contribute to an even stronger sexual bond. Emotional intimacy creates a space where both partners feel safe, understood, and supported. In a deeply connected relationship, the sharing of thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities can make sexual experiences even more powerful. Trust plays a major role in this. When couples trust each other completely, they are more likely to experiment with new things and be open to expressing their desires and fantasies. Emotional closeness allows both partners to feel free to express themselves without fear of judgment, which can make sex more spontaneous and pleasurable. Sometimes, life can get in the way, especially with busy work schedules, family responsibilities, and other stresses. These external pressures can leave little room for intimacy, and couples may find themselves unintentionally distancing from each other. One of the keys to sustaining a passionate relationship is setting aside time for each other. Prioritizing moments of intimacy, whether it's a date night, a weekend getaway, or simply spending quality time together at home, can help maintain the sexual energy between partners. It's important to remember that passion isn't just about spontaneous, wild sex. It's about creating a rhythm that works for both individuals and nurturing the relationship continuously. A common misconception is that passion fades after a few years, but the truth is that passion evolves. What worked in the beginning of a relationship might not be the same as years down the road, and that's okay. The important thing is to continue growing together and finding new ways to enjoy each other. As couples become more comfortable with each other, they may be able to explore deeper levels of intimacy and connection. Sharing fantasies, desires, and even fantasies outside of the bedroom can add an element of excitement and intimacy that enhances sexual experiences. Ultimately, keeping the flame alive in a long-term relationship is about staying curious and open to discovering each other anew. Passion doesn't have to be something that fades away. It can be something that evolves and deepens over time. Through consistent communication, physical affection, emotional connection, and a willingness to explore new avenues of pleasure, couples can continue to build a passionate and satisfying sexual relationship for years to come. When couples understand the importance of things like the G-spot and other forms of stimulation, they're able to explore different ways of experiencing pleasure together. The G-spot, in particular, offers a pathway to a deeper, more intense experience that can help reignite passion. Learning about the body and being patient with one another allows a couple to grow closer, not just physically but emotionally as well. By making each other's pleasure a priority, the flame of passion will continue to burn brightly, no matter how long they've been together.